Hello, it's Dean Jackson. Welcome to another tutorial video. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about optimizing your Google AdWords account. Now, I showed you how to go in and do the basic calculations to figure out how many visitors you're getting, and then correlate that to how many people left their name and their email address in your Get Response account. So what I want to do now is kind of dig a little bit deeper into your Google AdWords account and show you how to do a little fine tuning, how to optimize, and how to do a little bargain hunting to see what's available for you here. So I'm going to show you a couple of accounts, and here's one that's pretty typical. Each of these that I'm going to show you is a little bit different example here, but here's Kenny Young. And for last month, we go in and we can see right away that Kenny has a $20 a day budget. And for that whole month, he spent $453. So that tells us that his budget is not the problem. He's not getting the he's not limited in any way by his daily budget. So that means that he's over here in position two. He's being shown a lot. He's getting all the visitors that he can get for these particular settings. So what we do to dig in just a little bit deeper here is, and by the way, this $453 here that he spent, if you do the quick math, if your budget is $20 and we had a 30-day month, that would be $600. So it's easy to tell that you haven't spent the entire budget there. But here's how we dig in a little deeper. Each time you come into this main page, you can click on the campaign, and that takes you a little bit deeper in there to show you the different ad groups. And these are the groups that we have set up for you based on the neighborhoods that are within the area, your main area that you chose of Mount Airy or whatever your area is. So each of those, it tells you what the default maximum cost per click bid is, and it shows you that that is where we got most of the visitors came from the Mount Airy campaign. We had an average position of 1.7. And when you look at this, there's a little indicator right beside the budget that shows you exactly, it's called a bid simulator, and it shows you where the opportunity is in your account here, where you're showing relative to how much traffic is actually available. So if we look at this for Mount Airy, it takes the last 7-day period. And what they do is they show you where you are in relation to how many clicks or bids, impressions are available. And so when we look at this, at the $2 current bid in the last 7 days from the Mount Airy campaign, Kenny, they estimate, got 55 clicks for $68.20 and was shown as one of the top impressions, meaning one of the 2 or 3 above the organic results, the top of the list that you see when you do a search on any of those terms. He was shown there 513 times of the 8,800 impressions. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, because you look up here to get the maximum number of top impressions that we talk about being above the fold there in position 1, 2, or 3. That means that if he had a maximum bid of $6.50, he would be shown the most times up there. Now, that sounds scary because it seems like, well, I don't want to pay $6.50 for each of the clicks that I'm getting. But if you do the quick math here, these bids and the cost that you actually pay for the clicks are not directly related. This is a bid marketplace, and it shows what people are willing to pay for clicks from those search terms, but it only does it in a way that's relative to saying I'm willing to pay more than the next person on the list. That doesn't mean that they're going to pay that $6.50, because if you do the math here, there's estimating that there are 92 clicks available at your current click-through rate with the 2,100 top impressions, and the total cost would be $228. So if you do a quick, do some quick math on that, that would be 92 into that 228 divided by 92 would be somewhere around 250 to 40, something like that. So you're, even though the maximum cost per click bid, which sets your place in line, is $6.50, the actual amount that it really costs to get those clicks is just over the $2 that you're currently already willing to bid. And for some of you, that may be worth looking into. There may be some bargains there. So when you look at it, that's something that you can look at for that entire campaign. And if you want to change your bid, all you do is you click over that and you put in the new amount that you're willing to pay and you press save, and that will adjust all of your bids for all of those keyword terms. Now, if you go in and you want to do this for terms specific to your campaign, what this shows you, and you click on that campaign, are all of the keywords. This is the words that people are actually clicking on to find your website. So when you go in here and you look, some of these terms, if you're under optimized, have a bid simulator for each individual term. So for the term Mount Airy real estate, if we click on that, we'll see that he's right in the middle of the road there, that he got 368 impressions, with 3 of them at the very top based on the $1 current budget for that particular keyword. If he were to bump that up to the $3.22 as the guideline bid. Remember, that's not the actual amount that you're going to pay. You want to do it and test and see how much you end up paying and how much extra visitors you get because of that. That would cost $3.22 and get him almost double the amount of exposures there, but far more in the top 3 there. So that's how you can kind of look at each of the individual terms. One of the things I always like to do is look at your average position, and it shows you that, most of these he's already in the top 3, and I'm okay with that because he's getting a good amount of traffic. But if you really want to optimize and do a little more, you can individually fine-tune those amounts. Now let's take a look at another account. Here is Susan Dakduk in San Francisco, and if we go into the campaigns, if we look at her search homes in San Francisco, if we look at the San Francisco campaign here, remember it shows you for the whole month her budget is $20 a day, and she spent $422 over the whole month. So that means that she didn't get to spend all of the money. So that means that her budget is fine, but we can do some fine tuning to see where we can get even more traffic here. So we look at this. Her average position in the San Francisco campaign was 4.9. So that's right at the very, outside of what I would like to see for in that 3 to 5 range guideline we talk about. So when we click on the bid simulator for that San Francisco event there, what we see is that at her current 99-cent bid, she's right down here and got 157 clicks in the last 7 days for $1.02. So that means that she's spending under $1 for those clicks, probably around the 80-cent range, something like that. But here's where it gets interesting. See, she's way down here and they estimate 157 clicks. She could almost double the amount of clicks that she gets from that San Francisco campaign for going to $1.63 as the bid. So they estimate 295 clicks there, and that would be just over $1 per click, even though she would be setting her guideline maximum at $1.63, and she would get roughly 3 or 4 times the amount of impressions in the top three there. So that might be something that she could do that and still stay within her budget, but get more to get more clicks. So that's something that you might want to look at if you look at your bid simulator and see that you've got that opportunity. That might be something that you might be willing to change. And this is the kind of thing now, as we're going forward, that you want to kind of keep on top of you can check on it every month, every week if you're testing new things. But I really want to equip you with all the tools that you need to maximize and to monitor your own Google AdWords account right now. So if you want to adjust your budget as well, anywhere you see the budget here, you can click on your edit, and that will take you to a section where right here you can set whatever budget amount you want for your campaign, and that you can adjust that every week if you wanted to. Let's say that you're going to be going away for a week during the month, or you want to take some time off. You can turn your budget down, and maybe you could double it for that same amount of days right after you get back, so you kind of ramp up again. It's very easy to kind of manage your budget there and keep it going. So let's look at another example here. Now, here's an example where we have a campaign. This is Stephen Odom. This is in Florida here. And here we have a campaign that when you log in and go to your management campaign, if your campaign is limited by budget, it will show you right here when you log in, it will say limited by budget. So again, to change your budget, you can just click on on the budget amount. If we go to the search Winter Park Homes there, it shows $10 a day. And if we go right down all through the month, we had a 31-day month, and Steven spent $305. So that's exactly right in line with spending every available dollar in your monthly budget. So you could just go right here, click to edit, and change your daily budget, and you could probably get twice as many visitors. And that's the main things that you want to look at. I'm not really concerned about the individual campaigns here, because he's being shown in the top three positions, which is exactly what we want. We can see 1.9, 1.2, 2.7, but what's limiting is the budget. They're spending the amount of budget every day. We're getting in the 3 to 10 visitor per day range, which is a little bit below what we're looking for. But if you look at all of the numbers, if you take it all the way through, and you've got X number of clicks, and you've got Y number of people in your get response account, and you're in that 15-16% range, you are doing fine. It's just a matter of, if you added more visitors coming to the page, you would maintain that level of people coming into into your get response account and building that asset bigger and bigger. So there's some tips for you on managing your Google AdWords accounts, and how you can fine tune it and do some adjusting to see if you can maximize what you're getting in your Google AdWords account.